So now he's going to go that way and come this way. It was hitting this?
Going right at it.
Well.
So if it comes in, you'll be able to squeeze cotton to this.
Okay. Man, that stucco looks good on that house, doesn't it?
Really good. Yep. Actually, I like the white corners too. White trim.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a, somebody come in here. Yeah, it was a guy's wanting some homes on an island. He looked at that stucco and it was like, wow. He was like, man, that is a nice finish on that
Really
thing.
perfected.
Yeah. We're doing some Bohonka ciphering right now. A buddy of mine, he said, what's ciphering? I said, ciphering's some deep thought. He said, what's Bohonka ciphering? I said, that's some really deep thought. Bohonkas. Man.
Learned a new word today.
Yeah, it did. There's a widowmaker hanging up there. That's probably not a widowmaker. You know what that is? That's a scratched back right there limb. That won't kill you.
No. I give you a little bit of a headache, but that's about it.
Yeah. It's a harpooner in the ear. I love trees. They got to just be kind of be watched every once in a while.
What?
And this was all, this was all field at one time. So,
Wow.
The growth is not real old here. These trees, this is kind of like a weed tree, and most of them are, I'd say, less than 40 years old.
No kidding.
There's no big trees right in this whole area.
I think it's super cool how you're able to cut the lots in and save as many of the trees as you did.
That
it
was
just
our
really,
idea.
I mean, even at my house, the way it sets in,
Yeah.
like you couldn't have planned that any better. It looks like the trees, like I planted the trees after the fact. And
it
just,
does. It
right?
looks like you planted those
Yeah.
trees as landscape, on your lot. Yep. And that's why we try to leave most of them as we can, and then the homeowners can go around and clean up around here and make it look pretty the way they would like. Cut the ones they don't want and replant. But hopefully you don't have to with a lot of them. Yeah, that's a big home. It's 10 foot wide. It's 24 foot long. The gravel's 12 foot wide.
Okay.
And then you got parking there. So when she comes out of her door, she's going to have to enhance this. So when people gave $6,000 a lot here, that was just for and I've given him back 2 years free rent.
Right.
So when you come here, it's really up to you to build your steps, your deck, and landscape, and put gravel out there and whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And some people assume when they come here, park your house, and we're going to build steps and deck and level it, all this stuff, and give it to you and everything, and we just can't do it. There's no money for that.
No, because I mean, even the money that they gave, it didn't cover really all the infrastructure costs.
No, the $6,000 didn't cover everything.
No, and you're giving back 2 years, which that's a huge saving in itself. So you have to expect to be able to have to do some of the work here.
So you coming in here, what we have to do. I'm glad we're showing this because the door now is on this side. So when we come out, we're going to come out these weeds and everything.
Right.
Now, because these guys are gentlemen and we don't want her to walk into a briar patch, we'll clean up a little bit of this stuff. But this has to be gravel, or
or a little deck or something to walk off. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna.
Okay, if this was just one house, no big deal.
Right.
But when you got 73 homes in here,
Just in the forest,
it could cost over $150,000 to try to do that for every single person in here.
That's insane. That's insane. And again, you did the lot and a parking space.
Yeah.
Where else do you find a lot and a parking
Lot
space?
and a parking space.
Yeah. All graveled out and everything. So
what they're doing now, he's got to actually watch the sewer outlet. He's got to miss the tree. He's got to spin it. His machine probably should be way over here.
Yep. Okay.
So I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing.
Oh, come on,
Randy.
Randy.
Figure it out. Yeah. But if he came right through here and then spun and went over there.
Yep.
Maybe that's a suggestion.
Yep. There you go. Randy's gonna make a suggestion.
If you thought about coming right here and spinning it, he needs to come right here and go that way.
He's gonna move those blocks. you know, Randy, the other thing too is the setup fee that you charge. People think that's a lot, but it's not. When you think about, you got what, 4 or 5 guys out here?
Yes.
You know, one of Yump's men with the track hoe, and I mean,
track hoe's $150 an hour. These guys $25-$30 an hour. If we're out here for a couple 3 hours, you're looking at what, $600-$800 gone.
Right.
Whereas and you time that lasts so many. I know it. Yeah. I hate it. It's just everything is $1. Everything is expensive, or not expensive. It just costs more.
It just is what it is, right?
Yeah. You know, when somebody buys a house, it's like even a residential home on a foundation. When you buy it, now you got to furnish it. Probably got to paint it. You got to put everything in it. You got to landscape it. So if you pay $300,000 per house, you're gonna have another whatever you want to put in it. Right?
You could have $50-$100,000 easy.
Yep.
You know.
I don't know, and I think, it's a learning curve for everybody. You know. Will doesn't have a mic on, so I'm trying to get him when he talks. I can catch his comments.
Oh, I'm not talking like Amanda, so.
No. Yeah, you won't be heard. But you know what? I wanted to. I got lights in the Incred-I-Box, and there was some comments that came in. One of the emails, and if the lady might be watching right now, she made a comment. We asked last night. The house was $20,000. About 3 years ago, we sold houses for $15,000.
Right.
Prices went up, different house now and everything, but I'm proud of the fact that we're still selling a house for $20,000. Well, the comment was that house is only for the rich that can come up with $20,000, or the slum landlords who can buy a bunch and put people in them. And that didn't even occur to me that was a demographic that would be venturing into that. I deal with a lot of people who are investors and people, I don't know if they're rich, but they got a lot of money, it seems like. They don't even look at that house. Like, they don't even want it.
Right.
And I think they're a little off because they're wanting Airbnbs. And I was like, to me, if I wanted Airbnbs, I would go with that house like that.
Exactly.
Because I could pay it off really quick, check out my market, and if it's going really good, I'll say, you know what, I want to step up, I'll sell this, get another one. Exactly. And I slowly get into the market. Instead of spending $80,000 on a house, I never know what's going to happen.
And taking how long to get your money back?
How long to get your money back? Now, for people who need a home, like me and some other people that just need shelter, $20,000, yes. I think $5,000 is hard to come up with. $20,000, yes, it's hard to, if you don't have it, you don't have it, right?
Right.
$20,000, yes, it's hard to come up with. But just like anything else you buy, I mean, and I don't know, listen, I don't do a lot of shopping, but like I used the example of a Tesla car, you buy the car and then you get it. You go buy something, you pay for it, and then you get it. Now, they said, the comment was, come up with $20,000 and wait a year for your house. I guarantee the first 25 homes, guaranteed your home, you would have your home in 90 days after February 21st.
Which is
guaranteed.
Incredible to think about.
I will make sure
90
you have
days.
It. Yes.
You know?
I'll give you money back if I ain't got it done.
Wow.
Guaranteed. But I started thinking about after reading these emails, 2 emails, and I was thinking if somebody needs some time to come up with the money to buy a $20,000 house, which I know is hard to come up with sometimes. I look at it like this: there's 340 million people in the United States. We're looking at 30, 40, 50 people that might want to buy a $20,000 house. There's a lot out there. There's only reason we haven't got, I think, a lot of people is just because we don't have a lot of marketing, because all we got is a YouTube channel.
Right.
You know, we got several thousand people that watch. But if we wanted to do that, just like we said across the street, Will and I were talking, it's like, okay, if you want to put a non-refundable deposit down on the house of, let's say, $5,000, you can still get your house, but it has to be paid in full on February 21st when we start construction. We're thinking we could actually build 3 or 4 in a week, all right? So if we can do that, it's gonna pump out maybe even 2 or 3 in a day, because if it starts really going, everybody's two-hour stations, you're gonna have every 2 hours, theoretically, it should pop out a house every 2 hours. I don't know, you know, that's a big tall order, but we really think we can get to that point. So if that's true, you know, we need to come up with the finances. February 21st, it is going to be full on gangbusting doing that. Now, our whole business is not, you know, assembly line. It's just to try to get these houses out. We got houses that has birthdays on these, and I don't want them out. We're actually going to put an assembly line going for our 10 by 20s ESPs because we've got it down now. And we're flooring them all, we're wiring and plumbing them all. We're gonna actually try to build 10 at a time and get them out the door. We're all gonna gang up and get them out of here. I'm hoping we can get them out in 4 to 6 weeks and they're gone, you know? So we're all gonna try to do that. As soon as those are done, that'll put us into our I-Box, our Incred-I-Boxes that we want to do. So I'll offer that tonight. So if people need time to come up with money, we'll give you till the 21st of February. And if you want to put in a $5,000 non-refundable deposit, that'll be fine. That way we know you're on the books, you're ready to go. Hey, let's work with you if we can get your finances together. But the people that pay in full, we've had, I think, 6 to 8 people that actually send in their money.
Yep.
They are number one on the list. They will get their home first right out of the chute.
Okay.
And that's what they'll get, all right? So you get a benefit.
So when the people put their deposit down, they're on the list, but they're not in a consecutive order of the build list.
Right.
It's only the people, once it's paid in full, then they're going to get on that, on the
list.
On the firm list of so the first 25 to guarantee.
Yes.
It's those people that paid in full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, you benefit from paying in full.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get your house first, and that's fine because we hope to pump these things out, but we don't know. But I'll guarantee the first 25 people, 90 days after we start. So on February 21st, within 90 days, the next 90 days, 25 homes will be built. Done. So we're serious about this. We know how to build these homes. We know what we're into. That's why it's taking some time to perfect this. I know another person sent me an email of dates, and I couldn't figure out really everything was about some date to date to date and different changes and that. And I'm one, I get excited about coming on here and throwing ideas and what I'm thinking about and all that stuff. And some people look at that and hold me to a lot of things. But the only thing I ever say that I'm going to do is when I finally make my mind up and say, okay, everybody, this is the deal. I've been wanting to build skyscrapers around here. I've been wanting to build a house on stilts that's 40 feet above the trees.
Yep.
But don't hold me to it because I don't know when it's going to happen, but I want to, So there you go. See, they're getting it in there really nice.
See, look at that.
Yeah. So he'll have to drop, reposition, drop, reposition, I thought I cut them vines. You could go straight back, maybe.
Well, hey, we're going to come back more.
Yeah, Tom's got it. Tom's worked with me over at Brothers Cove when he was 18 years old. He's probably, 65 now?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, he'll love that. But he's like 41, but we've been together a lot. Man, we've done some tree cutting, logging, building log homes, in the woods, trees, everything like that. He's got a great feel for everything that I do. He's like spot on everything,
He's really an amazing builder and a very even-keeled guy.
Yeah.
He handles a lot in the course of a day,
man.
I mean, just so.
Yeah, and I want to protect him because I don't want him to see everything that I see and hear because it just puts you at a mindset sometimes of the comments that you have to deal with people, and it's really a challenge for all of us. Amanda and I mostly, that we see these and we take them so personal of just stuff, and I've never dealt with so many people in my life. Brothers Cove, 73 homeowners in 10 years.
Wow.
We got a couple hundred homeowners every year.
Yeah, right.
And it's different. It's a different way of doing things. So, but because of that, because of the challenge in how we're communicating with individuals and how we are so exposed in our construction and how we do everything is why we're changing our entire business and protocol to eliminate that exposure.
Okay.
To say that all in a hopefully choiced words, that we're restructuring our entire company. So 2022, we're excited about what's coming out, what we're going to be able to offer, the great prices, the customizations, and everything that we're doing. But we definitely have learned a lot over the years, and it's time for us to make this a little bit easier on us and on the people that work here.
Yep.
And provide you guys with such a good home in a timely manner and not having to wait longer for your home. So that's why we've got Will here, we got Dave, we got all these guys, we got a lot of things going on, the new infrastructure that we're putting together. We've got Brian Carty in the inventory. He's actually, we counted everything in here this week. We counted every 2x4, every plumbing fitting, everything that we have. My accountant is like, yoo-hoo, you know? He knows what we got now. He's like, now we got it, and it's what we need to do.
Yep.
That's an amazing thing. You know, we've got every home now that we're counting every single minute item that we've been wanting to do, but we do finally have the manpower to do it. Where do you get manpower? You gotta hire them. Now you gotta pay them, and the overhead goes higher. But you know what? That's why I took on the Incred-I-Box.
Yep.
I said, you know what? I wonder if people would like a $20,000 house, because you know what? We need to sell them houses. We need to make some money, and we need to offer a home. Always offer an affordable housing home.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's a need out there. There's a need
I hope
for,
there's a need.
you know, there's too many people that you know, are renting for $1,000, $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
That, you know, I mean, I know 20,000 is a lot for a lot of folks, but if you can come up with that, now you're gonna be
Set for life.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like when I lost everything in the resort, I would have loved to have had a house that I could have just went in and lived for 6 months to a year to get back on my feet and
Yep.
go.
Right.
I got a boy right now that needs a house right now. He needs to move into a house, pay no rent. You know, I got 2 boys.
Yep.
And if it was legal in LA where he's at, he would love to be in a house where he could sit there and he not pay any rent. He's paying almost $1,800
Yeah.
a month in rent, you know? And for a young adult to not have any of that, he could get ahead in a couple of years.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
So yeah, it's not everything, but boy, it is. I slept in there last night. We're gonna go there. We should
Okay.
just go right now. We'll
Yeah, you wanna
there
go?
before it gets dark.
Okay.
And it just felt so nice to be in there.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah.
So you've got the house in. We're just gonna start blocking it up now.
Can we use your?
I don't care. Yeah, we'll use mine.
I
Yeah,
don't know where it
let's-
went. Somebody took the orange one?
Oh yeah, it's on the corner.
Oh, okay.
Right there.
It's all
That
right.
thing fit in there perfect.
Look at that.
Done. So the homeowner of this house, you got it flipped around. There you go. Doors on that side. Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Does.
Love it. All right, man. We'll see you guys. We're gonna go to the Incred-I-Box.
Yeah,
You wanna take yours?
Doesn't matter.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, we'll take mine. That way, Tom can take the other one back.
You got my keys real strong.
Got it.
I think they're the same.
You driving?
I'll need
Yeah.
to. Well, the orange one's got one in.
Here, you got wires coming out everywhere. God.
That's what happens when you put. It's an all guys night.
I know what. I know you guys are missing Amanda. Let me make sure my microphone's on, man. Could you imagine this
I
thing?
sure hope so.
We did a whole show one time. No sound. It turned off on itself. It was like. Couldn't do anything. You know, I never watch these videos.
You never watch them?
Nope. You know, I look at myself and I'm like, man, my face is melting. I'm getting old, man. And I'm like, I just can't stand it.
We still watch every morning. We get up, have coffee, watch the previous night's show.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, Dave.
Yeah. Decorated Dave Rodriguez's house. Decorated for Christmas. Got the tree farm back there.
You know, all the leaves are gone. It still looks cool in here, man.
It
I
is
like it.
incredible. You know, and the lights across the street. There's several people on this road.
Yeah.
They don't bother. It doesn't bother them at all.
Really?
Yep. Yep. You know, and our house sets up high, but we don't even. That doesn't affect us either. You know, where our bedroom's on the second floor,
Yeah.
so it's up higher.
Yeah.
You know, the tree line, not an issue at all.
You know, I called that factory and I said, you know what? You guys changed your lights as soon as I put some houses in there. Your lights were facing your building. Now they're facing away from the building. And he said that because they deal with food, they're in the food industry, the FDA or something, come in. Said they had to have those lights exactly the way they are for face recognition
Oh,
and security
my
for people
God.
coming in and out of there.
Gotta be kidding.
Yep, sure did.
Wow.
So,
Randy's Lawns.
yep.
There it is.
There's the Incred-I-Box, man.
Yep. Step back. There you go.
Hey, let me show you over here.
Yeah.
So you guys remember I had the the skirting and we put pallets under here. And
Yes.
We got these foam panels. Actually, what this is made out of, but they're fiberglass.
Yep.
And we ran them all along here, and we put pallets and just stained them with the Sicken stain. I had to leave my palm tree up there. I wanted to leave it up there.
It's perfectly placed on the beach, so.
I got this stuff. This is just plastic, right? And it's like a fern. And you got
Looks-
it off of Amazon.
Yeah.
You
Fantastic.
know what? I think you got it maybe out of Alibaba.
Really.
Ordered, but moss. I wanted it hanging over. I like greenery and vegetation and all that stuff. I'm actually thinking about putting it on the house and kind of going over and covering the house up a little bit. So I'm going to play around with it. And that's what I like about these boxes is that you guys can take your time. You can wait a year before you do anything. It's not going to weather. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to leak. Right. You're warm. You're dry. It's done. And people are saying they don't know where to put the house. Put it in your backyard like a boat, like an RV. You don't have to live in it, but if you got some money and you think you're going to want to live in it in a year or two, buy it now and use it later, or park it somewhere. You can even take this and park it in an RV lot. That you know where you store, you know where you store RVs. Yes. So you pay $50 a month, but you got it so later on you have a home or you find out what you want to do with it.
Well, and the thing, you're also doing this at 20 grand for this year.
Yes.
Like we already said, come January it's 25, so you're saving 5 grand right now.
It's going to go up in price. This is a debut. This is our, experiment, and that's what I love coming out with deals and having fun with them like that,
Yeah, you do.
And we all benefit from it. Yep. So let me show you a little bit inside. Of course, I stayed here. My mom lives right here. This is Mom, and I wanted to be kind of close to her for a couple days, see what happens. Of course, we're always around. Amanda picked out the color. Of course, I put a sheet over my window last night.
Well, that's
Is, of course, took down Amanda's, decorations, all right? But we still have the shelf up here and the shelf in the kitchen and everything. But this pulled out into a bed. So I had a full bed last night. But I love this sofa. I actually laid down last night. When you pull this out, it comes about right there. And this is all I used to heat the house. Let me plug it up. I don't know who unplugged it there. But that's all I used to heat the whole house. And I had to turn it down. It's less than half on the thermostat. And I was kicking the covers off.
Man.
And it got down, I wasn't real cold, like 27, 28 last night, So I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like after the decorations are gone. Now, some people were saying it was so astonishing, the before and after, that they didn't believe it.
Yeah, they thought it was 2 different houses. Right?
Yeah, they said there's no way that's the same house. Let me turn that on for us. So, but all this is just paint. Anybody can paint a house. Paint the ceilings, you can still see the rivets, you can still see the seams, right? You can do like Paula Jackson, one of our homeowners here. She has got a ESP panel home. She bought those foam squares, and they look like old Victorian tiles, but they're just foam. They're like ounces heavy. She spray painted them, then put another paint, made it look like copper.
That's awesome.
And you just glue them up. You could fill this whole ceiling with a different texture if you like. I thought about putting burlap on the ceiling.
That would be cool.
Yeah, just gluing burlap on the ceiling, give it a little texture. But if I don't do anything and wait until you get time, money to help you, somebody to help you or hire it out, wainscoting up to here, little boards, barnwood, anything you like. So everybody, I just wanted to show you that this is ANSI certified. You got plugs, you got electrical, you got water, running water. I know we talked about having a bare bones home. And I thought about doing it for $15,000, right? And the more I thought about it, the people that are going to want a bare bones home or want a home, they need to be able to walk in and sleep.
Yep.
A lot of people are not going to have the ability to come in here and assemble the kitchen, put the countertop in, the sink, the faucet, put the toilet together. What's that?
Battery's done.
It just died?
Yeah.
And we're gone. Oh my God. All right. Oh, here, do this. Let's see. Are we still on? All right. Battery's almost gone, everybody. But we changed it because I didn't think people would want to be able to, couldn't do that or wouldn't have the ability to do that. I thought, you know what? Let's just go up to about 20 grand and make the special offer to have this home. You guys, now listen, if you really wanted to change it and you're handy, you could actually cut this whole thing out and put a sliding glass door in there later. You could, there's no wires in here.
That's right.
There's no plumbing, there's no studs, there's no nut. You could actually just cut that out and put a sliding glass door, or cut from that door and cut it out, you know? There's kind of fun stuff if you wanted to get into that. Right now, this house is the way it is. Like I said, we're gonna tweak this a little bit. I thought about changing that water heater because I love the idea of a closet right here. So the water heater goes in here, even though I've got one for myself. It's a tankless, and you can add a tankless if you would like later on your own. I'm gonna probably, there you go. I'm gonna probably drop the ceiling a little bit in here, just a little bit over the toilet, and may put the water heater right up there.
Yeah.
And that's out of the way. I want you all to have a closet here. So when you open the door, I'm gonna slide that door about 6 inches that way. I want the living room to stay big. Slide the door a little bit, you'll have room to buy an IKEA closet, sit it right here, have your clothes, your shoes, even maybe as a pantry for your groceries. You can have open cabinets, shelving. You know, this was for decorations. I'm actually gonna take this down and lower this and put one in the middle. You have a lot more wall space. I'm one for less clutter, but I'm gonna put all my clothes up here in bins. You know, I'm a little guy. I can reach up here and pull my bin out, put summer, winter, whatever clothes I got, dress clothes or whatever I have to need, and I can pull it out. I can put a shelf above that light. This is just a $10 light from Lowe's. You can pull it out and get you something decorative. I'm gonna take these LED lights and I'm gonna put something that's not as bright or blue because I don't like that color. But it's just take my time. So last night, I don't have time to work on this house except for maybe 1 day or 2 days a month. So I come in here, I rest, I'm good to go, and I can work on it when I want, you know? So everybody, I'm gonna close out. I know the phone's going dead. And I hope you enjoyed this video. We showed the house being leveled over there, being swapped around for that homeowner. And think about the Incred-I-Box. So we're offering, actually, if you want to put a deposit down of $5 grand, paid in full by February 21st, if this will give you time for your finances and you really want an Incred-I-Box, it'll be a non-refundable deposit. We can send you a contract, let you look it over, sign it, done. If you're, we've done so many videos, a 27-minute video, this video, a 2.3 video. We have shown everything. We send everything that's included in this house. We've talked about dimensions, we talked about size, everything. So it's plug and play, everybody. It's really a basic house. There's no changes, nothing to it. This is the house. So if you want to buy it, great. If you want something different, then we'll go through our sales office and we'll build you something special just for you. All right? So I hope you enjoyed this. Hey, say a prayer for Amanda. She got pneumonia in one of her lungs. We're thinking about taking a shot back over there and just sucking it out of her, okay? Okay. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Now you can just hit